I'm sure it's already going. Hi. Hey, it's Julie Ziemelis and
Lance Owens.
And we are here doing the Bust Hawaii Real Estate Market Report, and we are using numbers that came out of March. So we're going to talk a little bit about the numbers, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the trends and what we're seeing. And then if you have questions, please put them in the comment section. And our wonderful co-host that you never get a chance to see, Eric Ziemelis, is going to be reading your questions, and we're going to go ahead and answer them. So, before we get going, because we have just a couple seconds here, I want to just say also that there's some people, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about, who are feeling a little bit, maybe a little stressed out about this market. And the good news is that you're in this group, and we're working with really good professionals, mortgage and real estate, and our job is to make it so that you understand what's happening, and so you feel a little less stressed and a little bit more calm, and that's why we're here. Aloha.
I'm going to take some of my stress, okay?
And in the meantime, Brad says, aloha, Julie, Lance, cameraman guy, Eric.
Hey, aloha, Brad.
Brad, he was such a lie. That guy's on it. So, as people are starting to kind of pile in here, we're also shooting this for YouTube, and so that way when this goes out in the world, YouTube can also leave a couple comments, and we're going to try and poke in there and see if we can answer some questions for you as well. And for our YouTube land people, if you are looking to buy a house in West Hawaii and you want a ton of good resources, information, I have my 365 Ohana group that you can join, and with that you get this. We bought 2 rental cars that we are actually making available to the people who come and look at houses, so you can skip the whole rental car debacle that's going on right now. And therefore, Carmageddon. See? And we can help you. So join that at Move to Hawaii 365 and push the button, join Ohana, and let's get on with the party. So, Lance.
Where are we at? 4:59. How's everything else going with everybody? I mean, you guys saw our pictures or our photos the other night. We were with our favorite lenders, Marla and Scott.
Yeah.
And that was a great time with the clients.
So, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, Brad says, what elevation is that property you did the video from, Lance?
What elevate? I think, Brad, that was at about 2,300 foot, maybe 2,200 foot elevation, somewhere around there.
They probably had icicles on their roof today.
It was
so cold this morning.
It was 56 degrees at my house at 1,800 feet this morning.
And it was like 60 something here. We're only at 750, and literally I was couldn't get
it was cold. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, my heater was running last night, and I couldn't keep up with.
Is this the coldest April?
Well, this is only the second April living up there.
Okay.
So,
I think in all of Kona, though, I don't know if I've ever been so cold on an April day.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. I never got above 78. Halfway down here. And it's been cooking in the afternoon, though. I was painting that table I showed you guys in the group, and I started to get kind of hot out in the garage, but that wasn't until 2.
You know, in my 21 years here in Kona, because it's different than it is on Oahu, the weather. We've got our own weather pattern here, but. I always kind of noticed that basically with the months I would use my air conditioning was from Easter to Halloween.
That's a long time.
So yeah, that's a long time.
You know what though? I remember when I first got here, I said, when is it going to cool down? And someone's like, after Thanksgiving. I'm like, what? And it's true, right? The humidity and the heat usually don't go down until almost the first week in December.
My opinion.
Your house though is a little bit higher.
Well, it didn't come on trees when I was down there. It was. It seemed to be the week after Halloween, and I can't remember a Halloween that the kids would actually choose a bottle of water over candy.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly what happened.
You've been at several.
Yes.
Kids'
Water
brothers.
is the key.
Yeah.
Yep.
So parents. I was guilty of that myself, is what made me start doing it. We were at the Hilton one time for birthday parties weekend, and we forgot to bring the juices down to the kids.
No.
We brought the adult beverages, and the kids started looking a little fathomed.
You're like, I have some seltzer water for you.
Yeah.
All right, so Gina says, been looking forward to this update, is what she says.
Oh,
Awesome.
Good.
And we are at 5:01. Oh, you guys. This
that went flying over the
almost
edge.
ended up gone. The report would have been over.
No, you just say it's just an expensive market.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's tear into the numbers.
Let's tear into the number of sales again, you guys. And what's good is that we're at March 8th today, right? So everything...
April.
April 8th?
Yes.
That's what I said. They got me on tape, I didn't say. So So jumping in, these numbers are solid. You have 3 days to input them into the MLS, or you can be fined after that. Still, people do it 4 or 5 days later. 8 days, we're in solid. So,
so these are the numbers.
These are the numbers, and trying to think because you guys have been with us a long time, Lance and Brad. You guys all know that we had to kind of block out 2018 because of the lava flow. We couldn't compare numbers, so this is our last month of being able to compare numbers.
Oh, for 2020.
With last year.
Yeah, because now it's going to be completely different.
World. Yeah. So, but March last year, 47 homes sold in Kailua Kona, and this year 71 homes sold. So that's a 51% increase. So 50% increase in homes sold. So that's pretty impressive. Land sales, the number of pieces of land sold went up 111%. We've seen that kind of just crazy off the charts. Remind me to talk about Kohala Ranch at the end of this. Maybe.
Oh, good. So, there's somebody that is in our group who was looking at Kohala Ranch.
Okay. So we're in escrow out there for a client.
Yeah.
Different one, not somebody on here, but I know we're looking for people on here too. But prices are shooting up extremely fast. I found one that was off the market. There used to be 100 listings out there, 60 or 70 listings. It was nothing to find, and they were down to 21 listings that we could that fit into my client's thing the other day. So, but we'll talk more about that when we're talking about building. So, the condos is the big one. We've been talking about this, you guys, now for 6 months. Watch condos. Last 3 months they've been going up like we said it was going to happen, and we are at 145% increase in the number of condos sold
Since last year.
over last year. Yes.
And how many? The numbers are pretty staggering. How many?
So 33 sold last year at this time, and 81 sold this year.
81, you guys.
81
I don't know if
sold
I've ever seen that number. Have you ever seen that number?
I don't think so.
That is some crazy stuff.
I'll have to go back and look. I think that is the highest.
Yeah.
Highest,
In fact,
number.
I asked Lance, I go, well, is everyone dumping their condos on the market to have that kind of like absorption rate? And we're not too sure though, yeah? But it just seems like that's a lot of people able to enter the condo market in 1 month.
Yes, yeah. In actually, going through this back in 05, 06, 07, 08, this is what happens. It's a natural progression. Homes get priced out, and you're going to see that when we go to medium prices, and there's no, you've got no choices.
Right. So you have to go down to a condo.
Yeah. So you got to go to a condo, and it's not down to a condo.
I'm sorry.
Just switch to a condo. It's like
and it's a little smallness, but that's okay.
You can have a hard time with all your motorcycles and your boats and things like that in the condo, but besides that, they're good. So yeah, so it happened. It's here. It happened. We warned about it. Spoiler alert, I haven't even looked at what the median price was. I printed it out and I didn't look yet.
Okay, this will be like a double.
That's the opposite spoiler alert.
Yeah, here we go.
So, okay, we're going to jump
prices.
over. And real quick for the new people, because there's been a lot of people join lately.
Yeah, there are.
Why do we only talk about Kona? Because these are all the different districts and all the different areas. We've got the entire island, the Puna, the South Hilo, North Hilo, Hamakua. So I have uploaded this. I did it about 2 hours ago. So it's on there. You can look at all the others.
Because just to make sure that everyone knows, the group is actually called 365 Kona's I'm Buying a Home and Moving to Hawaii Island. So even though we talk about Kona a lot on these market updates, if you want the entire stats for the whole island, it's a great opportunity to download that PDF and get what's happening in every single district around the entire island.
And I loaded the entire full version. Because I've been going to this for almost 18 years now, I can read this a lot better than all their different percentages and different numbers and everything else. But there's a lot of people that really like to do number crunching. So, and we've got somebody saying aloha from Oklahoma, Lori Porter. Hey.
Oh, Lori Porter.
And
they're some of our longtime friends too.
Wyoming, and aloha from Sally in Southern California.
Oh.
So, aloha, everybody. So,
is it the wonderful salad that I'm going to take out driving around next week?
It didn't move forward.
Oh, sorry. I just happened to catch it.
That's right. So Brad says, and North Kona is the biggest, largest market on the island.
Mm-hmm.
certainly the most expensive.
Yeah, the most expensive. Yeah, I think actually if we looked at it, the most sold numbers might be Puna, but it is it's the most sought after market. So
Yeah.
interesting too that you bring that up. We were talking last month, remember, Brad? And we were looking at sizes and things like that, and so I looked at and you pointed it out, but I'm going to bring it up. So thanks, Brad. Helped some. When you watch the news, the local news or state news or national news, they talk about Honolulu numbers. And when we're here in Hawaii, they talk about when they do the local numbers, they do it by island. And what most people don't realize is that the entire island of Oahu is smaller than the Kona district. Okay, the entire island.
The whole island is smaller than the Kona district.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, didn't we conclude? I think we concluded it was just a tad bit bigger last time. I think that's what Brad
The
said.
North Kona. So
yeah, okay, I'll be right. Oh, yeah.
Check our camera, man. So there's South Kona and North Kona.
There you are, between
So
the two of them.
in
Yeah.
the Kona districts, I should put an S on the end.
Okay,
Yeah,
the two of them,
yeah,
between
two
the
of-
South and the Kona district.
South
Between North
Kona
and
and
South
Red-
Kona.
Okay, so like
they're
from
bigger.
like Captain Cook all the way up to like the Four Seasons and over.
No, the airport really.
Oh, the airport.
Yeah. The airport's 373, but the only thing we would go beyond that, but maybe as far as a few miles out past the airport. So you got Pu'anahulu and everything down there at the gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the beach, just beyond or just this side of the airport. So that's actually 3732, also. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so we're bigger than Maui, just the Kona district. We're bigger. Oh, we just went blank.
We're good. We're good. It's coming back.
Okay. So,
Hold on.
sorry guys, because we're doing our YouTube
Oh, that's
thing.
YouTube. I'm
also.
sorry. Yeah, the phone went off, and
Phone went off. We lost our,
Yeah.
our camera, and we're just jumping back.
and then
into
the
there. So,
husband got a phone call.
Yeah.
So, did he go back again?
So just talking about that, what is going on is the with all these islands just being smaller than the actual than
Keep
just
talking
our
about the
district.
islands.
Yeah.
Keep talking about the island.
So, anyways, when we do these numbers here, if you look at the entire island, it shows a 20% increase in numbers.
The whole island.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
island, and doesn't reflect what's going on in Kona.
Right, and we talked about this a little bit last time, but what's the average price for a home in all of the whole island?
Median, look at last page here. Median price of a home in the entire island is residential is $427
Okay, and
or
again,
$450 this year.
okay, some people say, "Oh, well, I've got $400,000. If the median price of a house in Kona, all of Hawaii, I should be able to buy something pretty good then,
Right.
right?" And that's not always the case.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
Are we
look,
back?
I'll back up a little while you guys are going along. We've got Josh that says aloha from Green Bay.
Green Bay.
We've been looking forward to this report. And Brad
Yay.
says semantics. Got to watch out for those realtors. Is what he's talking about.
There you go, North and South Kona. Okay, okay, so we're going right, yeah.
Yeah.
I see black there.
I know, it's going black on my screen, but I'll stop looking at the screen because we've
Yeah.
never done that before. I thought it would be good, and now it's going.
Now it's like watching yourself in a Zoom call.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sit up straight.
You're muted.
There we go.
So, all right. So, anyways, all that all said, we really need to make everybody understand that we are completely different, and we're larger than any of the other islands, just our district. So, it is important to. This is why we break down the numbers, and it's important to be different from the rest of the island itself. So, residential homes, median home price last year. How many people remember that year? $764,000 was the median price last year. This year, the median price for March is $928,000. Median home price.
Don't get sad. Don't get sad.
It's
Don't
sad.
do it.
So that's a 20% increase.
Somebody had just bought a $22 million house recently. I'm saying that the numbers are skewed.
Well, that's why we're far enough in that we can go year to date. Okay,
Okay.
so year to date we are at $905,000 median price. So I'm gonna bust that one.
Okay.
So it is still crazy. I think this month, I believe, I'm not 100% sure. We're watching the news the other day that we're actually higher than Honolulu price. median price.
Well, they said because that market is kind of saturated in terms of pricing anyway to start with, that we had a lot of room to grow, they said here, because historically our houses have always been less expensive than Wahoo's.
Right.
And everyone started going like laser focused, let's move to the Big Island because the houses are a little more, affordable.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know that's not what anybody wants to hear, but it's
I know.
just sharing it with you. The sad thing too, for the last few years, is we've been watching condo prices. They've been fluctuating in the low 300s consistently, and they last few months have gone up quite a bit. Median condo price was $328 last year, and it's $438 this year. So that's a median price increase of $110,000.
Wow.
So 33% increase.
Yeah.
Year to date, it's at 414, so it's a trend. It's not.
So it's a trend, it's not making this up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be called excessive interest.
Yeah.
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 So, just so you guys know too, and I'll throw this in as we chat, I was on a webinar today with the guru of real-time real estate statistics and predictive analytics from Altos Research, and he basically said that low interest rates have driven this entire thing, and that until interest rates really bump up quite a bit, it's going to be hard to turn that spigot off. And he doesn't know, and I also listened to the mortgage market. Unless the Fed is really going to go nuts and really decide we're going to do something different, the mortgage rates aren't getting much better. And they're great.
Yeah.
They're historically amazing. That's why everyone wants to jump into the housing market. But it's just because low interest rates are driving this that we are just having this amazing. Well, it matters who's talking to, right?
Yeah.
It's an amazing market for sellers, but also because it's going to last a little bit longer. It's not a bubble. Right?
It's not a bubble, and it's just. I want to be clarified too, because it's not amazing. A lot of people think the realtors are happy, and it's not. It's not a good. It's not a good, healthy market.
No.
It's tough because we're feeling it as much as you guys are, with going in with multiple times, putting in offers. I'm seeing agents get fatigued. Buyers are getting fatigued.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the changing point. I know what Altos is telling us. Nationwide, but I'm going to call BS on the interest rates, because you guys, I put a bonus in that upload this month, and we have this here.
Okay.
And it's actually sorted by cash. So we had 170 sales for the month in Kona here of homes, condos, and land. Of that, 91 of them were cash or 1031 exchange. 81 of them were pure cash. 10 of them were 1031 exchange. So interest rates are not fueling
This market.
Yeah, this
Wow.
market.
This
here.
market is
So
being driven by cash.
it's being driven by cash.
But also, this is happening too. I should realize, or think about this one. When people are selling their houses in some of the housing markets along the West Coast and another expensive housing market, they're taking that cash and just walking right over here.
Yes. That's the thing, you don't want to wait. If you're doing it, we kind of talk. If you've been saving your whole life and you're like me and you've been saving, you're waiting to put the money down, this might not be the best time. But if you're selling at a ridiculously high price there and you're buying at a ridiculously high price here,
It's like this.
it's monopoly money. It's
Right.
just being,
Yeah.
you
Boats.
never should have got that much on each side. So
Yeah.
so you're okay if you're jumping in that market.
Yeah. If you're selling for crazy over there,
Yeah.
and you got multiple offers over there, which is not helping, of course, first-time homebuyers here, but what's an extra? You just picked up an extra $50,000, $100,000 over there, and then you just bring it on over here.
Just bring it here and you're putting it right back out. So
Yeah.
take a picture of it while you're holding it.
Yeah, you just go like this, and it's moving on. But now you
Yeah.
get a chance to live in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the big change.
Yeah. Okay. So we did the inventory, and we did the pricing.
The pricing we did days on market, 28 homes or 28 sales for the month were 0 days on the market.
That means that boom.
81 of them were 10 days or under. So
Okay.
that included the 28 at 0 days.
So my guy has a name for that. Yes, he does. It's called the immediate sales phenomena.
Okay.
So it's happening all over the
took
country.
notes?
Yes, I did. Did you watch it?
No, I
okay.
wasn't able to.
Yeah.
no.
So it's called the immediate sales phenomenon, and it is. And you did this too. That you get a house to be able to say, okay, everybody, come and look at it, and then we're going to take all the offers on one day.
Yeah.
And then when the offers all come in, they basically scroll through the 50 that came in, and they say that one, and then boom, it sells. and
Yep.
that's the immediate, sales phenomenon. So
That's part of it, yes. Yeah, and that's been successful, and we aren't getting the offers like they're getting there. For people that are losing out in the offers and having trouble with it right now, it's, what I'm seeing is 5, 6, 7, 8 offers maybe, so it's, at least we're not going through 50 offers here.
yeah.
I can tell you that there's one that just came on the market. I can't talk about it. We had to, my wife had to go in one room and take an offer from one client. I had to go into the office and take an offer from another client. Mm-hmm. And so we're bidding on the same property.
No way.
We're totally not sharing anything with each other.
Okay. Wow.
And they are keeping this open for a few days. They're not going to review anything till the 15th.
Oh.
So, which is because you can't get into the unit until the 11th.
Oh.
So they really want people that have walked through it, touched it, and felt it versus sight unseen.
Yeah, well, I believe that makes it stay
So
together.
that moves it up. So if
Yeah.
you've got 2 equal offers, obviously if someone's touched it and felt it and walked through it, they're gonna get the win on
Yeah.
that. So.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So another interesting item that I looked at today that I've never, ever, ever in my life seen anything like this. The saturation rate here in North Kona. We've talked about this for years now too, and 15% and below is a buyer's market on saturation. 20% and above is a seller's market. We have been, for the last couple of years, we've been 18, 19, 20, 21, so it's not crazy, like a seller's market, right, with saturation.
Yeah.
You want to take a guess?
26.
26 is your number.
Wow.
Is it
Anybody
26?
else? No, that's his guess.
Oh,
Anybody
I
else
say
want to throw
30.
in? You say 30. Is there anybody? I'm going to give it 5 seconds for anybody to put in there. I'm
I
losing.
think I have to
it.
type quick on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give it just a second. But this is the, I've never seen a saturation like this before. And
110?
no, you can't get more than 100, I don't think. Well, you get lower than 0, right? Okay, I'm going to spit it out. Saturation rate for North Kona.
Okay, wait, it's normally around, what was normal again?
We've been running for years at 18 to 21%.
Okay.
Josh says, can you explain the saturation rate? And Lori says 44.
44 for Lori. I had that explanation. I kept it typed out here because it's a little bit wordy, but basically, saturation just means the amount of buyers that we have out there versus the amount of listings we have, and the days on the market, and there's a whole calculation of everything. Like
Right.
what's the saturation? If you put it out there, how fast is it going to go? And
Okay.
I can try and post the full explanation. It explains it better than that. I'm not the best at explaining that one. But drum roll, the saturation rate for Kona right now is 60.96. So we'll call it 61%.
And normally it's like 13 or 14?
We're
19.
normally
19?
18 to 21.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
is what we've been for years now. So we've always been like, hey, it's good for sellers. It's not too crazy. It's not terrible for buyers. Anywhere in that 15 to 20% is a normal.
Yeah, how they work.
Anything below or above is when it switches markets.
And
So
it's
we've
like
been
a-
slightly at the buyer's edge, or seller's edge, we've been just at that point of just going over and under. But when you hit 61% saturation rate, and if you want to find out a little bit, like, let's just rattle off some numbers. Hamakua, they're at a 24% saturation. Ka'u is at 24%. North Hilo is at 16%. So
16? That's it?
16%. So
Wow.
you're in a buyer's market
Yeah.
over there. So.
Well, also, I found out just recently, I thought North Hilo included a little bit of actually Hilo proper, but it does not.
Mm-hmm.
It is that Nowhereville, Farmville experience way before you even get to Hilo, is North
Yeah.
Hilo. So if you guys are looking at that as something, that is not in Hilo. It's like,
Very
like
confusing.
up the coast.
Yeah. It kind of like people think South Kona is part of Kailua Kona. And
Yeah,
not.
it's kind of south.
It's
Yeah.
south. So
Yeah.
then we go down.
How about
north,
Hilo? Hilo itself.
North Kohala.
So, but how is South Hilo? I heard that
South
that's cooking.
Hilo's 29% saturation.
Really?
So
Wow.
30%. So
Wow. Okay.
that's good.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice place to live too. If you,
Yeah.
I mean, that's your, if that's everyone's got a different thing. Yeah.
South South Kona's at 13%, so it's showing a buyer's market in
Okay.
South Kona. So you can kind of just adjust where you want to live. I mean, South Kona, you've heard Julie and I argue this point many times. Kona Paradise is in South Kona.
You know, I had a gentleman, he said, I'm going to tour South Kona today.
Uh-huh.
Can you give me some neighborhoods to check out? And, you know, I'm like, and he's actually in the higher price level too. And I'm thinking, I don't think there's $1 million homes in South Kona. And I looked on it, and there are some beautiful homes in South Kona with beautiful ocean views.
Yes.
And if you guys are even thinking about, you know, if you don't want to live like right in town, but you don't want to get as far away as Waikoloa Village, there are little hidden neighborhoods. There are little gems out there with land and views and people that have been there for a while, so it's not all touristy. So if you're thinking about just expanding your thought process a little bit, we can give you guys some neighborhoods to check out too.
South, also down in Hokulea is in South Kona.
Get this, a piece of land
Uh-huh.
is $1.2 million there.
Piece of dirt. An acre.
Piece of dirt, an acre of dirt is $1.2
acre of
million
dirt.
in Hokulea.
And I remember when they started out like that, and then they went down to 100,000, 200,000, and they're back up to $1 million again.
Yeah,
so-
because people are dying for land,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah. So the summary for the island is 31.89%. So 32% summary. Kona's at 61%.
Yeah, that's
We talked about homes under contract, or this breaks it down by district, so it's homelands and condos. But actually, Puna has 656 properties under contract right now. Talk about crazy busy. That's a lot.
Yeah, and just so you guys know too, because you know, I know that a lot of us are talking about living here in Kona side, but there are a lot of people who are coming to say, where can I afford? Where can I do? I just want to live in Hawaii. Where can I afford? And my people over on the east side are saying now more people are sneaking into the Lava Zone 2s again, and I don't know what's happening with Lava Zone 1, but when people start thinking, how bad is it? Just keep in mind that you get what you pay for. And Kilauea, she's a feisty beast. And if you have $200,000 to lose, that's how you should look at that when you're that close to the East Rift Zone. I'm just saying.
Can you explain the difference of lava zones again? Because it's always confusing for everybody. Cause it just
Yeah. Okay, Lava Zone 1 is you're going to get hit by the next eruption. Leilani Estates, probably Nanawali is in there too. And again, I know what I did for somebody, and I'm telling you guys, I should like videotape this and give it to you guys. If you look at the island on a Google map, and you look at the black lava flows, and it runs down to the ocean, and people put their little houses on that, that's usually a Lava Zone 1. If it looks like some foliage has grown up recently, and it says like last eruption is like 65, 75, 83 or whatever, that might be a Lava Zone 2. Lava Zone 3 starts to get away from Kilauea's reach, and that's like a little part of it is HPP is Lava Zone 3.
Did you know that Waikoloa Beach Resort is Lava Zone 3?
Really?
Wow.
Because of Huala? Or no, you mean on Mauna Loa?
Yeah, I guess it's Mauna Loa. It's in Lava
Yeah,
Zone
it goes
3.
across.
Wow.
Yeah.
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 Good news about Lava Zone 3 and above those, you can get insurance. And you can get a
Everything's
mortgage.
normal
Yeah.
in Lava Zone 3 and above.
Yeah, so that sometimes that risky step down into 2 and 1 is hard to find someone who will actually give you a mortgage and you have to pay cash.
Interestingly, too, you guys might have caught this on our last month's show, is I found out that Maui has a couple of Lava Zone 2s.
Really?
Yeah, I never knew that. Never knew
I
that.
thought Haleakala was extinct.
Nope. It's
Really?
not extinct. It hasn't erupted in modern time, but using the homework they do in the vents, and there's some areas on the mountain that are Lava Zone 2. I totally blew me away.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So just so you guys know, again, I know this is a 101 primer on lava zones, but Kahala, which is on that side of the mountain, that's like in Lava Zone 9. It hasn't erupted like ever. That's extinct. Yeah. So the Kahala, not going to happen.
Yeah.
Pretty much Mauna Kea, pretty much not going to go off. So all of the Hamakua coast is safe, right? And then as you start to kind of wrap around the island a little bit, like Waikoloa Village, again, Mauna Loa hasn't gone off. Okay, Mauna Loa, when it goes off, is 1984. It goes off on that side of the island. Hualai, they said could go off every 150 years. We're a little late for that. Expect that eruption.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
okay. then we got Kona, right?
Yep.
So then as you start heading closer to Kilauea, that's when you have some issues, and that's Hawaiian Ocean View Estates, that's most of like Pahoa and Puna, all the way to almost really you get almost to Hilo. And then Hilo is Lava Zone 3 and 4, right?
You got some Hilo's got some 2 in it also,
Yeah.
but 3 and 4, and then you've got, don't forget too, out in the point is Discovery Harbor.
Oh, that's right.
Discovery Harbor is Lava Zone 6,
Ah.
and just because it sits on up and far away, and it's not on the slopes of any of the volcanoes. So
Yeah.
So Brad says Mauna Loa for Waikoloa Beach wrapping around Hualai. He's trying to figure out how that goes
Yeah, I
together.
know, right?
Right?
Yeah, because it blows off this way, I
Yeah,
guess.
because
where
Hualai's
Hualai
here,
will
so it
just-
literally goes behind Hualai.
Yeah. Well, they said if Walleye goes off, it'll go towards the airport.
Brad, you're gonna need to Google that because I've never looked at lava flow. It's never been a question for me about lava flows in Waikoloa. 17 and a half years doing this, and up in the saddle part of it, it is safe and it's a thing. But I was surprised. And you look at all those lava fields when you come from the airport to Kona, or you come to the airport to Waikoloa. There's all those lava fields, and there's
They came from somewhere, and I think that's Mauna Loa.
people were laughing when
Is it? I know that's just it. Is it Mauna Loa or
I
is
think
it?
it is.
Walleye?
I think because here's Mauna Loa and here's Mauna Kea, and it goes kind of right down the front of almost like that way. So I believe it is Mauna Loa. From what I was
I
surprised
think
when
it
I
was
saw that.
1851 though that happened. So it's kind of crazy. I would,
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. So,
Yeah.
but just a point there.
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
another reason why. Help me if I'm wrong. Kona is expensive because we are not getting hit by hurricanes. We're not getting hit by lava flows. For the most part, when you buy a home in Kona, you're doing pretty good in terms of long-term experience of keeping the house on the land in which it was built.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and Kona is so popular because of its weather system.
Yeah, because it's warm,
we have
the
our
ocean.
every morning on the news. I challenge you guys watch the Hawaii news now in the morning. It's on an app. You can watch it. Look at it every morning. The weather report for the entire state comes out, and it's always except Kona, except Kona, except Kona, except Kona, all week long. I was going to do a 365-day playing of that. I was going to record.
They always say
just
except
that
Kona.
thing.
They really say that.
Honest to goodness, yeah. Watch the news in the morning.
Well, it's funny you say that because Eric and I have been to Oahu a couple times, and the rain comes into Honolulu, and it just and then we're in Maui, and the rain runs across the island. We don't get run over by storms that hit the rest of the Hawaii Island chain.
We have our own weather system, and Guy Hoggy, back when my kid was 5-6 years old, they were looking for weather watchers. I raised my hand and he sent me a weather kit. I don't know nothing about weather, but he'd call me up to get my report, because they send it around the state to different people. And he was just always tripping about how as a meteorologist, how different Kona is and how we just had our own little weather system. That is the whole entire reason is why we're so popular over here in Kona. We're the only place in the state that is actually drier in the winter and wetter in the summer, where the rest of the state is affected by the trade winds bringing things in. They're wetter in the winter. What do you want to be in if you're leaving the mainland because it's cold and it's frigid? You'll want to be warm and dry and happy.
In the winter.
Happy.
In the winter.
But it does get hot in the summer. That's
Yeah, it gets hot in the summer.
It's also
It
known
does,
for that.
it does. Yeah.
But there's more influence in Kona than any place in the state. More influence along the Gold Coast there than Maui, than Oahu. And they use that word influence by basically money that's in there.
Because the millionaires and the billionaires, yeah.
Far more. Everybody thinks it's Maui, because Maui, they wear the big flashy jewelry and they tell everybody how much money they got. And in Kona,
It's hidden
you don't know who you're sitting next to in line at Costco.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it's funny because when Eric and I first came to Kona to look for housing, I didn't know that much about what was going on with the weather patterns, but I saw Kulihi Palace downtown, and it was built like in 18 something,
Yeah.
like 8 something, and it's still standing there. After all these years, the royalty said we're building this in Kona, and it has not been hit. Even when we had a tsunami, it still didn't touch the palace. It did get a little damaged during the 2016 earthquake, or the 2006 earthquake. And then, other than that, it's never been hit full on by a hurricane. We don't get any other thing that's messing up our downtown area. And it's been like that for 150 years. So I said, you know what, buying real estate here must be a pretty good bet.
And look what's right across the street too, right? You've got the oldest church in Hawaii, the oldest Christian church. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's built with mortar and lava rock.
Yeah, lava. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's doing pretty good.
1820.
Yeah,
the church down.
Yeah, so I think it's a good investment. But again, some people are like this. Whoa, yeah, I can't wait to get to Kona. That's fantastic. Yay! I know. I talked to somebody who said, I understand what the median home price is. I'm coming. I've also had people say, I guess I'm going to East Hawaii, and I feel sorry for them because I know that that's because of our market. So I know, and like Eric and I, we love this house, but we're renting it. So I sit on the laurels of the fact that things are going to work out, and I'm just happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here too.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
So,
Brad says Hualai Palace was built in 1838.
thank you. 1838. Hulahi Palace.
Sorry.
There you go. 1838. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And the church across the street was 1820. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, they probably went together, right?
Well, like one before the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the heiau down there, right in front of Kamehameha Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That's been here out of time out of mind. So there you go. Is there questions that people have about the housing market? Instead of us pitching Kona as the
We've had a
best place
quiet
since
crowd
sliced
today.
It's
bread.
a very quiet crowd.
Yeah.
We're sitting there listening on bated breath to everything you say.
Eric's funny.